All right, guys, 24th of December 2025, Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to everybody. Today is Christmas Eve. Today is the day we celebrate. And of course, today is the day where the market will stop at about 1 a.m. tonight. Okay, so please trade little, make some money, and stay out of the market because you don't want to be trapped by the market volatility. Because although the market still be open, but the market will go sideways. Yeah. So this morning we have some volatility, capture it, make the money, and stop trading. Okay, I repeat, stop trading. Yeah. Okay, make the KTR +1, KTR -1. Once that is done, that'll be good for today. All right, so next thing is that today, the session, we will have less market view because the market is not going to move, but we'll do a lot on this revision of the yesterday's market. I think that's a very good one to revise. Yesterday goal was really, really insane. Yeah, absolutely crazy. All right, before that, disclaimer apply as usual. Always do your risk management before entering the market. All right, so let's do some fundamental news first. Yeah, fundamental. Okay, so first of all, S&P 500 rises to the new all-time high level, and that's what I was expecting. And once it hit there, that's where I will look towards to take a sell position on this S&P 500. I'll talk about this later. Now, this is the fourth straight day the market goes up again due to AI. Now, at the start, we all know that the GDP for US was good, right? It came out 4.3%, much higher than the 3.2% estimated by the economists, polled by Dow Jones and forecast. Now, honestly, to be up by 1.1% is a very high number. Then the question comes in, if it's such a high number, why the market did not react in the same level? So that is where I will come to that later on. And because of that right now, the market is still pricing in 2 rate cuts by the end of next year. All right, they still think that there'll be more rate cut coming in, although now we may not have a rate cut in January, but of course, market is still pending on that. So the New York Stock Exchange will close early today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and you'll be closed on Thursday, which is tomorrow for Christmas Day. So today, you trade little, tomorrow there's no trading. Now the market may move a little bit, but it may not be really due to human trading. So that's why tomorrow we will not have any market talk. Maybe we have a revision or something like that itself. Yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow. All right, so first of all, we all know that the US economy really jumped by 4.3%, much higher than expected. And why the market didn't go as high as possible? Because some of the numbers are actually removed away from reports, very similar to the CPI data very recently. So I'll tell you the numbers later. Yeah, I want to skip this first. Now, because of that, we know that this candidate, this guy, Hassett, all right, this guy, look at his bubbly face, is Kevin Hassett. He says that the US GDP shows that the things are all working. President Trump's agenda is working. So it's very typically the type of guy who will just stand beside Donald Trump and say whatever he needs to say about Donald Trump. So this guy is a National Economic Council director, and he says that the Federal Reserve is not cutting rate fast enough. So he's really propelling and pushing for it. And that is practically what Donald Trump wants. So my bet is that this guy will be the next Fed chief, in my opinion. Now, there are a few of them, but I think this guy look more likely, if I'm Donald Trump, who really need to cut interest rate ASAP, this is the guy that I want to bring him in. Okay. Now, of course, would it help create inflation? That's put aside. Yeah, that's not important to the rich and powerful. To them, cutting down the rates it looks better. Yeah. Now, Donald Trump prime time now shows that his rating for economy is now at 37%, really down from at the start. Yeah, but who cares? Because everybody now just see the stock market is going up. Everybody just happy with that. And of course, US pushes additional tariff on China chips to June 2027. So again, Donald Trump has moved a little bit back on this itself. Yeah. All right. So the thing is this, they want to add in more tariff, but they want to bring in more chips to China. So it's like a bit both sides. You're going to make something from there. Now, gold and silver continue to go higher. Gold went up because the dollar came down. The dollar came down, and that's propelled gold price higher. And similarly, silver price also crossed the $71, all right, per ounce. That's really incredible because back in 1980, the silver price went to $50, and then it came back down all the way to $11 to $12. I think the low was about $8. for it to be from $8 to $10 now back to $70, up 7 times. Now, this is crazy. Honestly, this is really crazy, because you can imagine now, if you're going to buy some stuff, then the cost is going to be very expensive. Yeah, even for ornaments, even for your this luxury products. I think now the price is getting a little bit off, and this is going to kill the market. All right. But of course, I still believe that because of the dollar coming down, the gold price to go to 5,200 is still very possible. Now, in terms of the economic calendar, let's take a look. Now, today we have basically an early close, although in between at about 9:30 Singapore time, we do have the initial jobless claim and the crude oil inventories, but that doesn't make anything. Tomorrow is holiday, so nothing for you. This week, after the holiday finish, there's nothing else. Friday is quiet. So that means that today will be the day. If you want to take some profit, you should take, all right? You shouldn't stay in the market too long. Now, one thing to note, the 30-year yield have pulled back a little bit yesterday, went a high of 4.85, caused a bit of stir in the market initially, then it pulled back down. Now, there is a very strong artificial resistance over here. Oh, sorry, change my color. Around 4.85. Now, this is a very strong resistance at this point. Now, if the 30-year actually stretch past 4.85, then there's a very high chance this will zoom the market higher. And when that happens, this will bring the stock market down. Yeah. So if the market do go to 4.9%, stock market is expected to fall. And when the stock market fall, you may even see gold coming down at the same time. So traders, please be careful on this. Very, very important. I'm just wondering yourself in Vietnam, I see some of you are listening to me. Are you on live right now watching the TV, or you're on handphone listening to me? All right, so that is the 30-year level. I believe that the 30-year will break above 4.85%. Yeah, that's my personal view on in the market for next year, January. All right, so on top of that, you can see that the US dollar has came down. Yeah, but today I suspect there will be some rebound on the US dollar. So if the US dollar do rebound, the gold price will come down. Yeah, I repeat, if the US dollar recover, gold price will come down. So be careful, because you can see that this is the low here. We are the so-called oversold region. And because of the Christmas season, there will be a demand for the dollar because people will be spending the dollar. So I suspect that there will be profit taking in gold, and then there will be a recovery on the dollar, at least by halfway mark, maybe back to about 98.10 level, maybe. So if that actually happened, then of course the gold price will pull back. Yeah. So traders, you heard me clearly about the dollar. So take note of that. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side for the Christmas season. We have made good money for the gold price recently. We must also know how to take profit. Yeah. All right. So we have about 34 people online. Very good. Okay, now I'll just jump around again. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me about Bitcoin first. Today, talk about Bitcoin. Yeah. So Bitcoin today, in my opinion, is a sell. This morning, my friend asked me what's my view on Bitcoin. I told him that I haven't done my analysis yet. So now I'm doing live for you, my good friend. Are you listening? Okay. So the Bitcoin today, the opening price is at 87,716. Okay, he's listening. And it's below MLP. So below OP, below MLP, it's a sell. And for those who joined the elite program, you know that based on the yesterday's and the day before MLP, the advanced MLP do tell us that the pressure to sell today is there. And now I just noticed the KSI has turned red. So that doubled my expectation that Bitcoin will trade lower today. I suspect that Bitcoin will come down back to 85,626 level, the KCB here. Now, of course, there is a saying right now, how come Bitcoin has been ranging in the market? Yeah, what is happening over here? So let me explain to you through options, okay? So first of all, if you notice the Bitcoin, there is, if we put two numbers here, we put 90,000. This is 90,000. Then you put 85,000. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so you notice that Bitcoin has been staying around resisted at 90,000, yeah, and Bitcoin has been staying at 85,000. So which means that the support resistance is around here. Why is that so? Okay, there's a reason for that. Okay, let me explain to you now. Okay, hold on, yeah. It's not just a consolidation, it's actually something bigger at the back. Yeah, let me explain to you. Okay, hold on, yeah. Okay, take this away first. Now, why Bitcoin is now held in these two places between 85,000 and 90,000 is because of the option market. The big boys basically sold the call option at 90,000, the call, and they also sold the 85,000 put. So in short, okay, right, there is a very heavy concentration sitting at 90,000. The dealers are actually shorting the calls. So the dealer sell the call to the people to buy while they sell. So there's one thing they must do is that they must ensure the Bitcoin do not go above 90,000. So the thing is this, the expiration is actually 2 days from now. A large chunk of them will expire on 26th of December. So as long as Bitcoin stays below 90,000, the call option will expire worthless and the dealer will make money. So this is a very outright manipulation. Now, there's no wrong or right here as well, because if you have the money, you can push past 90,000. But the thing is this, if you push past 90,000, it has to stay above 90,000 under 26 December. So again, this type of games is what the big boys play. All right, so now you understand why yourself. So the question you want to ask is that, then what should I do, right, as a trader? Well, since they also have a big chunk at 85,000, so when you see 85,000, which our KCB is also there, do take profit, all right? Now, if you ask me itself, right, if I want to really flush the market totally and make the market, right, so I would like to bring it down first, sideways, expire both sides, the call option and the put option. And then after that, I may, if I'm a big boys, I'll flush the market down to here, to 79,882. Now, if they flush the market down enough, all right, this will create a lot of people to dump their Bitcoin, and that is where the big boys will come in to absorb. Now, you see this long tail here itself. This long tail is about 80,000, right? So after that, so that means that there'll be a lot of stop loss should be placed somewhere around here, the stop loss. So I believe that the market will purposely trip the stop loss, triggering it, and then get everybody out of the market, then they come in to buy. So this is my personal view, if you ask me with regards to this, okay? So this one, you can take a side view on this and see whether would I be correct here, okay? So Bitcoin, guys, I suspect today or this week to see 85,600 first. That is my first target. Then I think you'll sideways for a while during the Christmas and this Boxing Day. Then after that, maybe a few more days later, we may see a triggering point to 79,882. Then after that, this will be a very good time to buy into Bitcoin, yeah? So someone take note, yeah? Okay, I'll take a picture of this right now. Okay, so that is for Bitcoin. Okay. Now, I do have a lot of things to share with you for today, fundamental. You can see right now, everybody this year was expecting the altcoin to be going up, but we saw the metal actually go up by 71%, silver up by 138%, copper 38%, platinum 143%. And of course, now we have the longest leg of unemployment rate in US history, longer than 1929, 2007. And then you can see the correlation itself is very strong. Again, this tells you that the market should be in recession right now, but the market is still pushing it up. All right, earlier I told you, right, why the CPI data and the GDP data is about the same. Because GDP today, they strip out the government spending, sliding import, the sharp drawdown in the personal saving rate. All these basically did not be mentioned in the GDP. So by right, it should be around 0.8%, according to this guy, David Rosenberg. as you feel there's a Fugazi going on right now. Fugazi means a lot of fakery in the market. All right. So interestingly, I like this particular write-up. It says that the US is booming because they hide all the data to January. So they delayed the job report and unemployment. Obviously, that's a very big one until January 9. And mid-January, the CPI, PPI, real earnings, all these will come out because after the so-called shutdown. And then now it makes sense that why the US market has shut down previously, it's not just because the government has no money, because they want to basically hold back at the data, if you ask me. All right, so we also know that the US heavy truck is down by 5.1 to 5.1 million because people are now not having much jobs. So usually when you can see that when you have the truck sales start to really U-turn or drop a lot, this is where the stock market economy will not do very well. And you can see right now the capitulation metric for Bitcoin shows that a lot of people are losing money, and when you lose money, that's where the bottom out is. So if you ask me, I really think that if Bitcoin do smash below 80,000, I would love to buy some Bitcoin over there. So guys, take note again, all this, you can actually look at my Twitter. You can see right now the consensus of the defensive stock right now are actually at the same level as compared to 2000 itself. All right. And the current economic data is really at its worst since the last time was COVID, then GFC, and so forth. So that's why I think that, guys, you shouldn't be holding too much long position in the equity market. Yeah, you can still go long based on OP rule, but just go smaller. All right, that's my personal view. Okay, this is gold right now. Gold has just rebounded off the low. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at the gold right now. Very heavy buying from gold. You can see that the buying are relentless. Okay, so first of all, the opening price for today is 44.85. That's the opening price. The MLP is 44.65. So it's a very bullish call. KSI green, KCX black. So all these tells you the market is doing well on the upside. Okay, just give me a moment. Yeah, so many missed call coming in as usual. Just saw the gold coming down, everybody just start to text me and say what's to do with the gold and blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, so let's go to the 5-minute chart for today and we revise through what you could have done this morning. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, let's go through the start of the day. Now, start of the day was beautiful this morning. It was stacked diamond this morning with the KSI green, KCX black, above OP, above MLP. No need to talk. It is a buy, big positioning. So you draw the diamond line. You notice that the market purposely go below the diamond line and rebounded. This is a very strong buy signal. Now, whenever you see such a thing whereby the market purposely go back to touch the diamond line and rebound, this is a very strong buy signal. Yeah, same thing for sell. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, after that, the market showed a KTR +1, beautiful. So TP1 done. Yeah, TP1 done. Now look carefully after that, the next few candle. The market stays exactly around KTR +1. Okay. And this is another telltale sign that the market is not going to stop here at KTR +1. Very high chance it will go to KTR +2. And truth be told, the market rarely go to KTR +2. Okay, that's where it stayed at. Now, the same thing now on the reversal ground. Do you notice that the market start to stay below the KTR +2? Now, here itself, it stays above KTR +2, right? Over here, it stays above KTR +2. But over here, it stays below KTR. That's not right. It was above KTR +1 on this case, but here is below KTR +2. So this tells you that this is something wrong, because why? The market is sideways, hanging at KTR +2, KSI all the way green. So vice versa, you think from this moment, right? By right itself, the market should go higher, right? At KTR +2, but it doesn't go up. The big boys are still buying, it doesn't go up. So of course, if the big boys are buying and it still doesn't want to go up, then there's a very high chance the market will sell instead. And that was where the first wave came in. Then after that, you can see it went sideways, the selling start to reduce a little bit, some buying come in, but when I saw the diamond, I know something is wrong. Why? Because if you notice this, when the market is going down, if you notice this by now, you will always see a single yellow candle. And then after that, obviously, that will give you the diamond at the bottom. When the market is a downtrend and the market is on the way down, the single yellow become a very strong sell signal. So if you draw the diamond line like this, you know that that is where it's not showing a buy signal. So below here itself, for those who are in elite, you can have to sell the market. For those basic, you may want to sell below OP to be safer. And you can see the market really, really comes off. Right, so now are we having the same thing? Yes, we are now having the same thing right now, my friends. We are having the same thing right now. So if the market do break below OP later, there's a very high chance the market will trip here because we have triple stack here. Stack number 1, KTR -1 at 4467. Stack number 2, we have the pivot at 4466, very near. Stack number 3, we have MLP 4465. So which means that 65, 66, 67, all are stacked. All are stacked. So that's a very strong magnet at the bottom. So if the market is to sell below OP, the market going down to KTR -1 is going to be very, very high. Okay. So watch out for the OP later today. Okay. All right. All clear. This is very live sharing right now. Okay. All right. So for those that just joined us today, this lesson will be a bit longer. We're going to do some revision shortly. Yeah. Okay. The Dow Jones, we'll do a quick one on the Dow Jones. Now, the Dow Jones today is a doji directional day. Okay. And there was one doji here back then. The market went up first initially, then slammed down. This one was the second doji. The market initially go down first, and then after that, it went up. So today is another doji today. So this third doji. So upside wise, all the way will be 48,633. That is the upside. The downside, if it breaks below MLP, breaks below pivot 2, which is very nearby each other, then there could be some profit taking down all the way to 47,900. Now, because it's Christmas Eve, now remember this, there was once, it happened before, and remember which year was that? If not wrong, it's 2018 or earlier, where the Christmas Eve was terrible for a lot of people because a lot of people went long in the market. And then after that, the market went down all the way. It became a black Christmas the next day. So, of course, if you are bullish in the market, stay focused, only buy when it's above OP. And if it's above OP, stay long until you see 48,633. But if the market really sell because of whatever reason, profit taking upon Christmas season, then watch out for the MLP. If the market breaks MLP at 48,368, then there's a very, very high chance the market will have one single traffic down all the way to MA30 because it's actually stacked to the KCB. So traders, I'm not too sure you'll take this step today. I will watch the market. I'll stick to the OP rule. Above OP, I'll stick to the buy side. If it's below OP, I'll stick to the sell side. Yeah, very, very important. Okay, so that is the thing right now. Now, someone earlier wanted to record this. Don't you worry, we are recording it right now. Later on, we'll put into YouTube and then we'll send across the board. You can watch the replay and there will be subtitles given inside the different video. Yeah, thanks to the good team of Singapore. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones and Bitcoin and gold outside. We just do a quick revision of what happened yesterday and we'll end the session. Yesterday, this morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. to capture the chart for you. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is the goal yesterday goal. So yesterday goal was a very clear way of trading. Above OP, above MLP was a strong buy call. And there was a pivot one at 4477. So that was where we looked to buy towards the 4477 target. Now, yesterday was a crazy day. Gold started off very nicely and then went all the way to the high. And then there was a lot of jumping around at the pivot. But once the gold go below the pivot, right, the selling was really, really mad. It went below OP at one stage. And of course, the KTR -1 wasn't really done before it rebounded all the way again to the sky. All right, this is really, really insane. So let me guide you through how you had trade yesterday, bit by bit. Okay, so first of all, to trade, there was a 4 diamond, whereby you just draw, and you notice that this again, the market stopped here again. So that tells you why I say if you draw the diamond line properly, you could have a lot of things to do. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so first of all, it went up, and you see again, it stays above the KTR -1, exactly like today. Hence, therefore, the market went up. But when it comes to pivot, you can see it got resisted already and pivot. But because the KSI is green, right, that's downside. If you're not in a hurry, you can wait for a while first or find another alternative. Yeah. Now, when you go to KTR +2, that was where it stabilized very nicely. So really, I didn't really care much after that, because it's been stabilizing and stuff. But when you come back down to here, remember above OP, the KCX is very, very accurate. So when the market is yellow, we wait for a while. When it's yellow, yes, indeed, we go here to buy. So this is something that you should be doing, right? On the side, very important. Okay, so remember this, know when to do a buy, when to do a sell, and really know to buy again. It's an art here. So once you understand this crazy system, you will be able to do that on your own, yeah? Okay, so that is the part 1 of the chart. That's part 2. Now, the part 2 of the chart, the market really tried to stay up. There was a few diamonds and going up. So what's all okay until here, this particular candle, which is a 4 diamond. Now, we are very, very near to KTR +3. So at this junction here, it looks like the bet is going to go on. But once the market goes below the line, I know something is wrong. And then after that, we saw the typical this candlestick turns red color. That I know that we are in some trouble. And of course, when the KSI turns red in total, I know that the gold price will plunge. And it went all the way down to 4430 or 4429. Now, for this to be done in this manner, we're talking about really crazy stuff going to happen, yeah? So the market came all the way down, and the reason was not really properly given. Just said there's some issues. That's all. They didn't say exactly what happened. Then after that, the market came down all the way, missed the KTR -1, rebounded again. There's a double diamond. When double diamond, you always use the last status one, which is the blue, the 4 diamond. And then after that, you can see the price really stabilize again across the board. And of course, after that, the market had to go up, pull back, go up, pull back. Now, one thing to note here itself, you can see that there's a power of the double diamond. Yeah, very important double diamond. Yesterday, I posted in a group chat, I said double diamond, be careful, the market may recover. Although I did not expect to recover all the way up to the sky, because by right, the stop loss will be somewhere around here, right? So for it to reach this point here, we're talking about maybe 2 a.m. in 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning, so it's not possible for me to draw. But then for all of you who can draw a simple line or get your student to it, all right, it's pretty simple. Okay. All right, guys. So today, that will be all for today's sharing. I thank you very much for coming in. All right. I wish you all the best for trading. And remember, guys, for this US market itself, please be very careful. There's a high chance we're going to see some profit taking in next week or in January. Yeah. All right. Take care. Have a great time. This is KEL signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.